Hey everybody, welcome back to Kindred Spirits on the Roof. Last time we finally resolved the Miu Matsuri competition fight thing that had been going over for a whole month. Thankfully, so happy to be out of that. So happy that they figured stuff out too. I think it was I didn't really talk about it on the last video, but I liked that there was a nice coming together, a nice we were both in the wrong to some degree, and maybe we should try to meet in the middle and compromise more. And that it's not necessarily that one of us was right and the other was wrong, and that one of us should change and one of us doesn't have to change. It's more, this is an ongoing process and we have to work through this relationship together. And I thought that was a very nice little message. And I had that thought at the end, but I didn't put it in that last video, so I'm giving it here. But now, let's get going, because we have Aki, which I'm so excited to get into Aki's head. Let's do this. With the first week of September came plenty of latecomers, as expected, but their ranks have thinned a bit by now. I'm sure most were only late because they hadn't adjusted back to their school schedules after summer vacation. Once they get back on track, fewer people come late. Makes sense. And the school festival starts tomorrow. I'm sure everyone has been fully taxed preparing for it since the week began. That's meant more people coming to school early in the morning, which has also contributed to the reduced number of latecomers. I bet there'll be more once it's over, though. I can understand why you might want to let yourself be late. Truants are still students. It's not as if they're punished particularly severely. At worst, they're obligated to attend some remedial classes over their breaks. But don't they understand that those few minutes they gain being late are lost to remedial classes? Don't they understand what a waste of time that is? I know that thinking this way makes others see me as rigid, but trading a few minutes of your morning for several hours later is a loss no matter how you look at it, right? I totally agree, Aki. I don't know if you guys can see the trend in characters I really really favor in this game, and it's all the meticulous planners. And this whole thing with Aki and the time I relate to so much. It's wonderful. Well, I'm sure anyone would understand that if it were explained to them, and I suppose putting a punctual lifestyle into practice requires a certain set of skills. Oh, I looked down at my watch when I saw her coming up Camilla Lane. It was exactly the time I expected to see. There were still 15 minutes before the drum would sound. She walked sluggishly over, stifling a yawn and still looking very sleepy. At that pace, I bet she left her house about half an hour earlier. Youka, losing the fight to keep it in, she opened her mouth wide in a yawn. Have you realized why time management is important? Since the beginning of September, Youka hasn't been late even once. She does look incredibly tired every day, though. There were 2 times she had to rush in just before the drums, but other than that, she's come through the gate around this time every day. I suppose the makeup classes did the trick. No, Youka's not the type to reflect on her actions based on how harsh the punishment was. In which case, I had the chance to talk to her several times over the course of classes. We talked about all sorts of things, and in those conversations, I expressed my sense of values regarding punctuality several times. She didn't seem terribly impressed, but I think she understood where I was coming from. I wonder if she stopped being late in an effort to respect my views. If so, I'm glad. I didn't want to push my way of thinking onto Youka or anything. The topic just came up in our conversations. But if that struck a chord with her, I'm glad. I'm rather fond of her. Morning, Aki. Yeah, morning, Youka. Youka stumbled through the gate and passed by me at a sleepy pace. I was on duty, so we couldn't converse much. We just exchanged greetings like this. I bet she's heading for the entrance hall, still dragging her feet. I can't see her, looking out past the main gate, but I can imagine it. I won't tell her to shape up, and I don't think she should either. It's up to Youka what she does with the time she spends not being late. She's probably at the building now. I bet she's still rubbing her sleepy eyes. Maybe she's yawning again. It's fun for me just imagining her like that. She really is quite the intriguing friend. Youka, the final day of summer classes. I'm not sure what you meant by it, but I remember what you said to me. You're going to confess to me from the stage at the school festival, right? It'll be a big surprise. That's tomorrow, huh? No matter what happens, I'll be there to hear it. I'll wait for Youka's song and words. I can't imagine what sort of show she'll pull on for me, but thinking about it makes me look forward to tomorrow. I wonder what Youka will say to me, lit up on stage. Lunch period. Lately it's become part of my routine to eat lunch in the cafeteria with Youka. As long as I don't have work to do, we'll meet up somewhere in the hallway and head to the cafeteria together. Youka usually buys her lunch from the cafeteria or the school shop, and I tend to bring a lunch from home or buy something on my way to school at a roughly 50-50 split. We find some seats in the cafeteria, have lunch, and chat until our afternoon classes start. Our conversations tend to wander to different places, such each day. We'll talk about our taste in music, our hobbies, our favorite foods. When my love of ice cream came up, I learned that Youka is fond of soda and fried chicken. We'll talk about what we saw on TV the previous day or our best school subjects. Youka enjoys English, and I like physics. She was making a strange face when I said that, so I'm guessing it's not one of her strong subjects. We'll talk about our favorite accessories or fashions. In all these conversations, we learn about each other's hobbies and tastes. Youka brings up all sorts of topics. She seems to fear our conversations petering out. Or maybe she thinks I'd find silence to be a waste of time. She shouldn't worry about that. I'd never consider talking to her to be a waste of time. So, what was it? Your bandmates, right? You were going to tell me what happened on the train on your way back. Right. It was awful. Every time we got to a different station, she'd run out to the bathroom. Sounds unfortunate, but I don't think I'd go so far as to sympathize. I was just laughing. She said she'd been out cold if we'd been on an express train. I see, so Youka's surrounded by the sort of people I guess I'd expect her to be. Interesting people. It sounds like the other members of Youka's band aren't students, they're older than her. Some of them do some rather outrageous things, and no doubt their behavior has influenced Youka. While we've chatted like this, I've been wondering about something for the last few days. Youka. Huh? Lunch is almost over. Are you going to leave that again? I guess I just haven't had much of an appetite lately. There was still about a quarter of Youka's chicken cutlet curry left in front of her. Just as she said, she didn't appear to have an appetite. In fact, she hasn't had one for the whole week. I like curry and I like chicken, so I thought it'd be okay today, too. If you can't finish it, should I? What? I guess so. I'll go get another spoon then. No, that one's fine. Oh. I took the plate and the spoon from Youka's side of the table. I picked up the spoon and brought the remainder of the curry to my mouth. Youka's eyes locked to my face, amused me. Youka shouldn't get so nervous just because I'm using her spoon. I did want to see her reaction, though. She was more stunned than I'd been expecting. It's good. I've never had cafeteria curry before. Yeah? Your lack of appetite lately isn't because you're not feeling well, is it? No, that's not it. My stomach just feels kind of heavy lately. I wonder why. I think I know. I'm guessing Yoka's lack of appetite is due to the pressure she's feeling. I haven't asked, but I wonder if she's getting enough sleep at night. The school festival's tomorrow, and Yoka's performance, too. And she has her surprise waiting for me. I shouldn't be surprised if she's feeling stressed. Youka, pardon the abrupt question, but... Yeah? Are you the type to sleep well before a field trip, Youka? What about, say, before the entrance exam for school? I don't know. The old me's dead now, so I don't really remember. I see. The old me's dead, huh? Youka uses this phrase a lot. It must mean that she's just that different now. Perhaps the opposite of how she was before. I can imagine that much. I bet I could find out by asking Yuna, who went to the same middle school as her. But I suppose I won't. I'll hope that Youka will tell me herself one day. I changed when I met rock and roll. I've heard something to that effect several times now, and I imagine she did. Rock must have suited Youka. Almost too much, I'm sure. It's become a crucial component of herself. The aggression of that rock must be the source of her cheerful drive. And I do think Yoka's got drive. I bet her rocks behind things like how assertively she asked to be my friend. Though it looks like her nerves and the pressure she's under are things so great she can't simply break through them with the power of rock alone. Before taking bold action, she's feeling excess stress. That's the situation Youka is in now. I wonder if she'll manage to confess to me up on stage tomorrow. The weight she's feeling right now must be extraordinary for her. From what I've seen so far, I'd give her a 50-50 chance. The whole thing could end without her doing anything. She may not be able to accomplish this confession of hers, but she may pull it off. I still don't know the true potential of her will at the 11th hour. I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited about what Youka will say to me up on stage tomorrow, and about how I'll answer her. Will I be moved, or will I burst out laughing? Will I run away in embarrassment? I don't know. I'm very interested to find out because of that. Not knowing is why I'm so excited. Youka? Yeah? Good luck tomorrow. Yeah, leave it to me. She really must be under incredible pressure, and I probably contributed to it with those words. But really, good luck. I want to see you tomorrow, Youka, and I want to see myself tomorrow too. Aki's such a good sport. And she likes, and I like that despite her obsession with time management, Aki definitely can appreciate spontaneity too, because she's very cool with not knowing what's going to happen. She said it was exciting, so that's kind of that's a new layer to her that I don't feel like we knew before now. Hey Aki, good work. Youka. I'd finally finished everything I had to do today and was just leaving the main gate. Youka had been waiting for me there. What are you doing here so late? Well, I was waiting for you. For me? Youka isn't in any clubs, I'm fairly certain. I checked the time on my watch. It was almost 6. Classes ended early today to give people time to finish preparing for the festival. Did she wait almost 5 hours for me? I've done that before, in high school. There's a girl I liked who did a lot of art, and she would sometimes stay extra hours after school to do art, and I would literally wait for her outside the art classroom. It was great until she thought I was a stalker. Then things we were friends, so it wasn't too unusual, but I've done that before, the waiting. Were you waiting here the whole time? Nah, I've got my show, I was rehearsing. I don't even have 5 minutes up there, but I still had to sit there the whole time with everybody else using it. It was such a drag. I see, that must have been tough. It's sort of a question to me how an application for 5 minutes of stage time even went through in the first place. It probably takes more time than that to set it up and take down the acts before and after her. Still, she needed to rehearse those 5 minutes, and I think the auditorium was doing a run-through of the entire program for both days. She must have had to wait a while for her turn. Of course, I snuck out after my turn was over. I see, then you were waiting here. It wasn't too long, though. That's good. So, did you need something with me? Yeah, there's something I want to tell you. What would that be? Right. After saying she had something to tell me, Youka fell silent for a few moments. She must have been mustering the strength to say it. Now, what is it she'll tell me this time? Listen. I'm gonna be super pumped tomorrow. Are you? A voice like she was bracing herself, one she often uses with me. It'll be the greatest show ever. Right. This is the sort of approach for Youka, before the jump. Look forward to it. Wait for me in the front row, okay, Aki? Right. She'll brush off the pressure threatening to crush her and take an action I won't be able to predict. I'm looking forward to it. So I'll help her. I'll add just a little bit more pressure, so that when she throws it off, she'll soar even higher. I'll see the result with my own eyes. I'll make time tomorrow to wait for Youka's performance. I'll watch from the front row. Yeah, be ready. She smiled, though the smile is a bit strained, and there she goes running off, opposite the direction I'll take. There's still another day before Youka's performance. I bet she'll feel even more pressure after this. But good luck. I really am looking forward to it. I don't think I've been this interested in... No, I may be more interested in this than I've been in anything before. In that moment of Youka's performance tomorrow afternoon, in that instant, in Youka, and in me. Yeah, I like that Aki has a healthy appreciation of the unpredictable. That's always good. Okay, day of the school this is it. This is it. I hope we're ready. I don't know if I'm ready, because I don't know if I'm ready for this. I looked at my watch. I've still got another 5 minutes or so. I'm glad the front row seats were open. From the stage program, Youka's performance seemed to be squished between the drama club and the brass band. It was probably set there intentionally, aiming for a spot when the audience would be switching out. The seat I'd found was at the foot of the stage. It may not have been the best spot acoustically, but in terms of seeing Youka perform, it was the best seat in the house. I seated myself in one of the folding chairs. From here, I could see her up close, and I wouldn't want to miss any one of her words. The Dramas Club performance must have just ended. They were running around the stage, frantically hauling away all the painted backdrops and things. Preparing for Youka's performance, I guess. Big speakers were being carried in. Around me, people were leaving seats or finding them. The audience was changing up. I'd like for as many people as possible to see Youka's moment of glory, but at the same time, I knew that this concert Youka was putting on was for me alone. Maybe I was conceited to think that, but Youka had definitely told me so. That she would sing a song of love for just one person, for me. That she would make it a great show. She'd said on the last day of summer classes, and yesterday as well. I don't know if she'd forgotten that it was supposed to be a surprise, or if she just wasn't thinking about it. Still, she seems to really want to surprise me. That much comes through. That's why I've been holding my tongue and waiting for today. The curtains had dropped at some point. I checked my watch. It's less than a minute now. I'm pretty confident in my ability to estimate the time, and I thought I was paying attention to the stage and my surroundings. But I guess I lost track of everything but Youka. So much so that I hadn't realized what's been happening on the stage. I can't believe I'm so excited to not even notice that. I think I'm nervous too. I'm trying to be ready so that I don't miss a single moment of Youka's performance, so that I don't miss a word of her song, her speech. Now the curtains are about to rise. They should be, but they remain stubbornly lowered. I wonder if there's some trouble occurring. I don't think they're particularly ahead of schedule. They shouldn't be delaying like this if they don't need to. Even at a time like this, Youka's running late, even though she hasn't been late in the morning once yet in September. That's very like Youka too. I wonder if she still doesn't have the courage to appear on stage. Come on, Youka, I want to see your show, I prayed as I stared up at the lonely stage. There's some movement behind the curtain. Someone's there, finally. To accompany my sigh of relief, the lights over the audience dimmed, and the stage curtain slowly rose. It looks like Youka's show will start safely after all. I'm relieved just knowing that. There's Youka walking to the center of the stage, and 2 people behind her? It's too dark to really see. Now, what will she do? Sing a song? Is she a good singer? I haven't heard her sing, so I have no idea. Apparently Youka's band CDs are top secret, so I haven't been able to get her to lend me one. That's just how much energy she's putting into this performance, but I'm still a little worried. Youka usually acts very cheerful, but I think sometimes it's just something she does to give herself some momentum. I met with Youka several times over summer vacation outside of the camp, and more than a few times she appeared timid, overly cautious. She seems like she could be the type to lose her nerve at the last minute. I think Youka's cheerfulness is her way of trying to break through that timid part of her. I hope that weak part of Youka doesn't come out on stage now. Yet. She's frozen stiff. I doubt she'll be able to sing anything like this. I could hear muffled laughter from several different seats around me. This is a little unpleasant. Youka always does her very best. That's not getting through is unfortunate. This is so cute. I just like that Aki's like silently supporting Youka. I can't say anything to her. All I can do is watch with all my anticipation in my gaze. Did our eyes meet there? Was it my imagination? I never figured it out. The lights suddenly exploded across the stage and the speakers roared with sound. Youka's voice rang out loud enough that you might think she didn't need a microphone. Then, the resounding guitar, out into the auditorium to the time of Youka's strums. Then her voice added again. Probably because of my seat at the very front, Youka's own voice seemed to come to me before the speakers could catch up, as a song carrying her words. After a finished phrase, the moment following Youka's shout of "now," a burst of drums, guitar, and bass all folding together and slamming into me. Youka's voice was added to it, becoming a song. She sang. It was a song of love. I heard each and every lyric, even among all the sounds. Youka's voice reached me. I understand, Youka. How much feeling has been packed into this song, how much time since you started talking to me, and you've held these feelings. Enough to become this song and resound within me. I remember, surrounded by Youka's song. Just once over summer vacation, Youka brought me to a music club. It was my first time at one, and I hadn't known anything about them, but Youka taught me all sorts of things, and what I remember most is, what made the biggest impression was, it hadn't really struck home at the time, but now I understand. I stood because I couldn't stay seated. My pulses firing like the rhythm of the drum beat pouring from the speakers. I don't care if it's just me. I just want to stand. I want to tell her that her voice is reaching me. This song Youka's singing up until the final chord. I want to accept it because this is Youka's song for me. Her voice, I want to hear it out to the end. This is a song of love. Youka's singing her feelings, but they resonate with mine. I hear you, Youka. I want to shout it out. The time she's describing with each word of her song is the same time that Youka's presence in my heart has been growing. Every minute I've spent talking to Youka, being with her, I felt more interested in her. The time's been incredibly fun. The time I spend talking to Youka transforms into something with value. The time makes me eager for when I'll see her again the next day. And that's what Youka's singing about now. So this is a song of love, a song for just Youka and me. No matter how many people are looking up at the stage in this auditorium, Youka and I are the only ones who can really understand the meaning of this song. How incredible is that? How incredible is this moment? Only a few minutes on stage, only a tiny moment built out of booming sounds and Youka's voice. It's a great show for me and for Youka, who's soaring up on stage. Her final shout echoes, the sound of her guitar rings out, and the show came to an end. That was the last sound there. It reverberated through the auditorium, disappearing as if sucked up by the air. Youka's voice cut through the echoes one more time, and her words reached me. I heard my name and Youka's feelings straight toward me from up on the stage, still illuminated by the lights. Her hand stretched out to me. I was running, just a few steps to the stage from the front row. I took Youka's hand and she pulled me up under the lights. Hearing cheers and commotion behind me from the stage, as Youka gasped, did Youka just use ore? Like as a confidence boost, I imagine. I wrapped my arms around her, and with my mouth by her ear, so that only she would hear. Oh, that's so cute. It's so sweet. I whispered. Ah! You guys must get so tired of my crazy reactions with these kisses sometimes. Nice. And pressed my lips to hers. I didn't care that we were under the lights, or that it was the middle of the school festival, or that everyone in the auditorium was watching us. I just wanted to let Youka know after she gave me the greatest song. Aww. Our lips didn't part until the curtain had come all the way down. Those were the strongest feelings I'd ever experienced in my life. The song, the rock, the applause, the cheers, the kiss, even after the lights had come on, even after we'd been chased off the stage by the stage planners, my heart never stopped pounding. Nice. I'm super happy we got Aki's perspective, and we got some more on the Aki Youka subplot. Definitely can't wait to see how that continues on next month. That was kind of short for this month for them, but that's okay. So next time we will be finishing up our September subplots with Sono Sensei and Tsurugamini, and I really want to get to October, so I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing what Sono and Tsurugamini are gonna have for us next time, and I will talk to you all then. So thanks again for watching, and take care, everyone.